Life-size depiction of one of the most famous paintings in the world is on display downtown.
DaVinci on Bleecker, the Last Supper experience. It's an interactive exhibit at the Sheen Center Gallery and the Black Box Theater. Ryan Christopher is getting a sneak peek this morning. How's it going, Ryan?
Good morning there, Rosanna and Bianca. It's just stunning when you walk in here, and a great thing to kind of take in. You don't have to be Catholic, you don't have to be Christian, you just got to be a New Yorker. Well, you could be from anywhere, but everybody is welcome to this new immersive experience here in NoHo, and it's really magical. If you haven't been able to actually see Da Vinci's Last Supper in person in Milan and the size of it, now you can experience it right here. You can see just how massive this is. It takes up the entire room, and David DeCerto certainly knows a lot more about it than I do. David, thank you so much for your time here this morning.
Oh, pleasure.
Oh, yeah. So you're the director of events and all happenings here at the Sheen Center. So we want to thank you for your time here this morning. But first, let's talk about how this all came to be and the size and the magnitude. Such an iconic painting.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most recognizable images in the history of Western art, if not all art. And as you said, if you're not fortunate enough to be able to go to Milan, where the original resides in the monastery of Santa Maria delle Grazie, we really wanted to bring that experience here. It was curated in Germany, where it toured, and this is the first U.S. stop on its stateside.
Oh, very cool.
Stateside tour, yes.
Nice. So right here in New York City, we're giving you guys the first look. And let's talk a little bit about some of the detail, because we've seen it in textbooks, you see it online, and of course it's one of the most iconic art pieces of all time. But it means so much more between the faith and the history and the math and science that went into it. I mean, Da Vinci was a genius.
Da Vinci was a genius, and I think that's really beyond the sort of sacred significance of the image is part of its lasting appeal. As you said, it's inspired so many other works of art, both contemporary to Da Vinci and even modern works of art. And I think really why it's lasted the test of time is that genius of Da Vinci. He really has captured that iconic moment in a way that speaks both to the transcendence of what it depicts, the religious significance, but also the humanity. Da Vinci took so much time finding the exact models for the 12 apostles, and each image, each figure, each pose that they're in, he really spent a lot of time.
And talk to us about the threes. So each apostle, they're all kind of paired together in threes. They also have different ways that they all flow together, like waves in toward
Da Vinci, in addition to the visual arts, Da Vinci was just fascinated by mathematics. So there is really a mathematical use of form and space and groupings here. The 12 apostles are each broke into 4 groupings of 3, with Christ being at the center point, Christ being painted in the shape of an isosceles triangle, which speaks to sort of perfection and also suggests the Trinity. But the apostles, as you said, are broken into 4 groups of 3, and there really is sort of a wave effect from each end breaking in the still point calm of Christ at the center of the table.
And something I've never really thought about until you see it this up close and personal, and the massive size of it, you're actually able to see what are they eating?
Well, obviously, this depicts the Last Supper, which would have been a Passover meal, and there is, as noted in Scripture, there is the bread and the glasses of wine on the table. But it would have been a traditional Jewish Passover meal that obviously takes on an even elevated significance in the Christian faith.
And to think this was painted in the 1400s and it stood the test of time, you can obviously see that it's worn away a little bit, but you can see over here, as you were mentioning, all the math that went into it and the genius that Da Vinci was right here. This is part of the immersive experience. You learn little tidbits just like this right here.
Yeah, in addition to the main piece, this exhibit sort of walks you through the creative process of Da Vinci, his use of both perspective in this case, but also shape and form, deals with a lot of the detail work and studies that he did.
Very cool. And then real quick, if people want to get tickets, they're very affordable, $25. We have the website on the screen right now. Again, we are here at the Sheen Center. David, we want to thank you so much for your time here this morning.
Thank you so much.
And you can stop on by here, the Da Vinci experience is in NoHo. Ladies, we'll send it back on into you. And I feel like I'm on a trip to Italy with Rosanna Scotto. I'm like in Milan right now.
Well, hopefully it's not our Last Supper together, Ryan. You know what I mean? Thank you.
No, gee, no.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that preview. Boy, that looked
beautiful.
amazing.